It's obvious to everyone now.
There's no one like you, Witch.
The Beast learned that the hard way.
And the whole of Ray class will learn about it, one way or another.
So I guess this is the happily ever after they promised us when we were kids, right, Vanya?
For us, for Ray class, maybe. What about you, sister? Do you even know what that looks like for you?
There's plenty of happiness to go around now.
You deserve a piece of it.
They talked so quickly.
Diala saw the mistakes of the past with her own eyes,
And there's
and now
Skyles
she's given
with this
everything to fix them.
flock of birds.
Right, Vanya?
I don't know, Pataris. I saw people die for each other in San. I saw clarity, resolution in their eyes. In Diala's eyes, I see ghosts.
Those eyes have seen horrors that we can't even imagine.
Maybe. But this sacrifice of hers, I think it was more like a deal, and Diala didn't quite get what she bargained for. Piety. She still lives.
Then she needs to die again.
Permanently
she's
this
dead.
time.
She's
I
dead.
honestly don't know who I'm more scared of. The beast
Definitely
or
dead
that
this time.
black
Here's a
hearted
nice
It's the combination that
support
scares
gem.
me.
Cast
And it
on
should scare
death
you too,
support.
Exile.
What does it do? It just it literally just casts when you die.
Each supported spell skill will be triggered when you die.
I mean, is there a self-res spell that like would be completely useless otherwise, but would be perfect to pair up with that?
Not that I know of, but maybe.
You killed the Sword King?
Duresso wasn't actually alive, Pataris.
Duresso must have thought he was alive.
True.
16%
Thinking
more
and
damage.
Being
Well
a bit
dead.
of a blurred line here in Rayclast.
Exactly. Until next time.
Supported skills cost nothing.
I mean, I would think so, because you don't have any mana at that point. You're dead.
That guy must have used that on me when he blew me up. Son of a bitch.
I'll talk to these guys first.
The little girl walked into a dark, dark cave. The little girl met a dark, dark beast. The little girl ate its dark, dark heart. My Malachi is dead. I knew it, felt it, understood it the moment you struck the final blow. I was the Gemling Queen. And now my king. We dreamed. Only the greatest dreams.
This old lady does not finish her
Malachi
words because she
and I.
speaks like too slowly.
A
And the game is just like, okay, I'm just gonna go
eternal
on.
Empire. Eternal life.
Lemur.
Eternal love. A future no longer afraid of the past. Eternal lies. Eternal loss. Those are our true gifts to Rayclast. This land could not have asked for a worse king and queen. Rayclast leaves the past behind it now. Malachi's past. My past. It thanks you, not a cockroach. It loves you. I wish that I could do the same.
Yeah, we're this is the end of Act 4 as far as I
The
can tell,
little
right?
Cockroach witch.
believe so.
Malachi chose her. Chose her over me. Use her then. Use her as Malachi uses her. Burn.
Jesus, now you're just angry at me, like you're the one who told me to do it.
I live.
I was right to have faith in you, Cursebreaker. You have succeeded where we have failed. You have slain a creature that was thought to live forever in the minds of those who came before you. Vol, Duresso, Kaum, Deshret, the greatest champions Rayclast has seen in the last 300 years. You stood where they fell. Now you are the champion of champions, and Rayclast should bow at your feet in gratitude. You
Yeah, they should.
certainly have my
Everyone
gratitude
bow at my feet
and
in
that
gratitude.
of my Akara. We have been exiled from our land by fear
Do it.
and misguided duty.
I wish I could ride the tiger.
Now we may return.
Unfortunately, this
to
is not.
ride where we will, Live how
Warcraft,
we
nor
wish.
is it Final Fantasy
Cursebreaker,
15. They have
giver
rival
of
tigers in Final
freedom.
Fantasy 14, right?
we thank you.
think they
I
do.
am told that you have put King Calm down to his final rest.
I don't have them, but I think they do.
Cursebreaker, and now the murderer of legends. Great names hatch upon you like ticks on a roar.
Nice. Nice metaphor.
Diala's hopes may
Nice
be
analogy.
crushed, but ours still thrive in you, Cursebreaker. From what Tasuni tells me, the beast's innards are now yours to penetrate. Diala has served
I
her
wouldn't have
purpose.
used that word.
Now comes the
Oyen.
time for you to serve yours. Find this Malachi that Diala mutters about
definitely
so
stuff I should have
incessantly.
talked to her about before we went in
If my
there.
understanding is true, then he is the mind of the beast. Kill him, and the body of Nightmare will die with him.
The beast's innards are now yours to penetrate, is what she
Thank
says
you
to
for
me.
doing Deshret so great an honor.
Yeah, it's
Your
another great title
generosity
that has
shall
hatched
be
upon
remembered.
me like ticks on a roa. Be the beast's innard penetrator.
Go where you are needed.
Raising Diala. She knows what she's doing.
Is anyone else to talk to? No, just this guy.
Ah, witch. I knew you would embrace the beast. Yet, I couldn't know that you would squeeze the very life.
I wish I could move this around a little bit, because
Honestly,
whenever I
didn't think
zoom
you
in
had
to try to
that
like
much
look at these
love.
people as they're talking to me, it just covers their
Now,
face.
one thing remains to be seen.
The
Your
dialogue box.
regard, your touch, your embrace can mean only doom for the loved. Please,
Grats.
choose your loves wisely, witch. Lest
Diala
you
still
break
has a
poor
bunch of
Oriath's
shit
heart.
sticking out of her head.
Yes, that's right. Oriath. Upon the mountain high, a gateway has opened. One that shall lead you back home. Hurry.
Oh,
For
we get
as
to go
death
home.
rose
Apparently,
of
we
the
get to go
beast
back to
softened still,
Great
I see the
Britain,
gate.
aka Oriath.
Follow your heart, witch. No matter how dark.
But
it
we were
becomes.
exiled.
But apparently, we get to go back.
We're not allowed
Although
to go back.
I'm gonna talk
When
to
a
this guy about
boil is
everything.
fat
He has a lot of
with
stuff to say to me.
It glistens
if you're
with the
exiled
luster
and you
of false
then
youth.
murder the Emperor, is
Once
that
that
like
boil, and it weeps its corruption away and
get out of
shrivels
jail
to
free
nothing.
card?
I mean, if the
Whether by
Emperor isn't there,
purpose
then his
or
will can no
desire.
longer be done.
You are the
Right?
physician who has reviewed Diala's truest nature. Dodeso was always a good man at heart, chained to an eternity of love and triumph. You set him free. Nightmare gave Koom everything he ever dreamed of. How did it feel to make that dream die?
Pretty good, actually. Pretty good.
Upon death, our bodies return to the ground. Those that are marked with darkness nourish the corruption. Those that were mighty in life are stolen away. They are carved and crafted, manipulated with malevolent creativity into becoming Malachi's servants, forged into ghasts.
Yep.
If Deshret were able,
This game
she'd
needs
thank you for
a
dispatching
pass
the
to
tormentors. Malachi's
match
wicked little
voices
trio.
to subtitles.
You have to
timing
content
wise.
yourself with
A lot
my
of times,
thanks instead.
someone speaks a little bit
Deshret has been avenged,
slow,
as is the way of
and so the words
Monarcheth.
like stop, and then the voice
Tidiness
also stops
helps
in the
one
middle of
sleep
what they
at
were
night.
saying.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
You shall be rewarded.
The fuck is that?
What?
That
I
would
dunno,
just make life
these-
complicated.
Dinosaur things?
All I see is the boobs.
What?
The boobs. They're boobs.
Craig has an eye for cleavage.
Yeah.
They remind me of the things from Golden Axe that you
Owls.
get to like ride sometimes. The like dinosaur dragon things that you can ride on in Golden Axe. Anybody? No. Lost joke.
No.
They're like lizard chocobos.
Yeah, that's what they are. It's. You ever see the? I haven't, but I remember seeing trailers for it. The old, was it 80s or 90s, like early 90s, there was like a Final Fantasy like OVA where the chocobos were depicted as these weird featherless pink monstrosities.
No.
I should watch that sometime. I should find that somewhere and watch it sometime. I've heard it's really weird. Let me level up. I think I want to start going in here. Grab this, so... So do I want Chaos Resist, or do I want, I mean, I am going to get it eventually, but do I want that now, or do I want Spell Block? I want Spell Block because this has a nice, this is nice right here.
As a witch, you probably have low life and high energy shield, which means that chaos damage is especially dangerous for you.
Well, the question is, are we going to be encountering a lot of it right now? We just did encounter quite a bit of it, but, like, is that going to continue into the very next part of the game?
You never know.
I think it's hard to
But
say
spell
because the enemies
damage
are random.
will hit your energy shield rather than penetrating it like chaos damage.
So this thing, so if I would need 4 points to get it, but this thing I can end up getting plus chance to block spell damage while using a shield, another plus chance to block spell damage while holding a shield, and then even more plus chance, plus I get 8% to elemental resistance, plus I get recover 50 energy shield when I block spell damage, and then I would also get, what is this? Plus 20 life and plus 20 mana whenever I block.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I would need 4 skill points to get there. I only have 1, which is, you know, it's fine. I'll work toward it. But it's just a case of, like, do I want to work toward that, or do I want to work toward the chaos resistance? I'm getting here.
How far is the chaos resistance?
None. It's basically the same amount of points.
And
It's 4
it
to
takes
get what I
just
want
as many
from there.
points to get all the nodes in it too.
Yes.
And what all does that give you?
6% chaos resistance, 6% reduced effective curses. That again, 18% chaos resistance and 18% reduced effective curses, and then I think it's another 20% reduced curses as well. Eventually. So it's all chaos and curses. I don't know what a curse is. I assume it's chaos related. Like a debuff.
Loosely related. A lot of curses do chaos damage, but they don't necessarily do chaos damage. They're basically just debuffs that can apply dots and penalties and stuff.
I think I'm gonna get the shield block stuff, spell block stuff first. That seems like it could be good.
It's more generally useful, whereas the chaos damage is more situationally useful, where in that situation the chaos damage is more dangerous.
Until I get to maps, chaos resist isn't really all that needed. Once you finish the story at 60, at that point you can start looking for gear with chaos resist, since maps will start doing more. Alright. So it's good that I'm getting the shield stuff then. Well, we still have about 40 minutes left. We can continue on.
That would just make life complicated.
Eastern side of Highgate. Over here. Alright, let's wait for people to gather up. I don't want to lose anybody. The ascent. Yes, continuing on would make life more
That
complicated.
would just make life complicated.
Kyle, your birds. Your birds are funny to me, Kyle. Your birds are very funny to me. I don't know why. They just are. It's just the way they move, too. The way they move is funny. Alright. Off we go.
They're actually to move pretty because they don't just stay in the exact same formation. They actually change around a little bit when Kyle moves. Ow, something charged me and it hurt.
Ow! Mom, these guys are hitting me!
Exactly. Which one of you is my mom?
I mean, it's either me or Lost Joke, I guess.
Can I call you Mommy LJ?
We're your two moms. Either that or Lost Joke is the weird aunt.
I'm not part of this family.
When I phrased it as a question, did that lead you to believe that I was actually going to require your permission to do it?
When I'm ready and not before.
Chouse orb. It's weird that the things in Sonic Adventure were called chows, even though it was very obviously supposed to be like chaos, you know, or like a riff on the word chaos. But everybody just called them chows. What was up with that? What up with that? What's the deal with chows?
Concept of chaos is too scary for children.
Chaos control!
Gotta.
I mean, you say
censor.
that, but that franchise is also the one that had Shadow the Hedgehog hover skating around with a literal machine gun. And had a hedgehog making out with a human woman as well.
Hot.
Where are we going? Are we going up at that, where are we going? Oh, here it is. Notice this, bridge. Jesus Christ.
See, this is how Malachi should have defended his bridge. Or Calm, or whoever I was talking about.
It was calm.
He didn't even try. These guys could have wrecked us on that bridge if they were stronger.
Like the guys who like leap at us. Ah!
Like Kyle. That's what Kyle does.
It's true. That is true. Blood Ripper.
I definitely
Hey,
don't throw enough
crafting.
swords.
Crafting recipe. I've come up with a new recipe, and we'll continue using that joke. Even when it gets old and tired, which was about 3 years ago.
pretty good stab sword.
We're just cycling.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like to explore.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Like, practically jumping off the mountain. If this game had, like, fall damage, those guys would have just jumped right off the mountain. Activate the resonator. Oh, lever. Push the button, Frank. Oh, wait, there's lore over here. Resonator instructions. Oh.
Altitude is imperative to forging a stable connection with the prime resonator in Theopolis.
It's a lot of technobabble.
Power source is equally vital. Locate a fissure in the mountainside.
Gildjar, pull the lever.
Conductive cable into it.
Okay. Entering the slave pens. Oh, good. This is exactly where I wanted to go upon my return to Great Britain. Here's the slave
Where
pens.
Kyle's from.
You have successfully
pretty
reached
much.
Oriev, but are trapped in the slave pens. Find a way to escape. Kill them all. It doesn't really matter who they are. Let's just kill them all. We haven't even stopped to ask them who they are. We've just like, you know what? We'll just kill them. It's fine.
This guy's name is Worst Slice.
You drop an
I'll
S-stock.
say aren't slaves.
Rear compound bow. Be a good crafting thing, Astro.
I don't know how crafting works.
If you have any essences that work with this item level, just throw it on there. It's got 3 linked greens and a linked red, but they're all linked together.
Kind of cool, but I think I like what I have right now. Shit is going on.
Got some NPCs with us.
I don't know what that was.
They're escaping with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Feeding frenzy support. I think I actually have that on right now. Pretty nice, actually.
Grab another one, you might actually have it used for a second.
Really?
Yeah, it's possible.
Hip dagger. It's an Imperial dagger. Alright, that was
Very
circles.
good. It's got red socket on it.
Oh, you guys are way the hell down there. Holy shit.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Superior tectonic slam, Kyle.
I don't use anything like that.
You're always jumping and slamming.
That's leap slam.
Oh, big difference. Now yours to slam Snob.
Slam snob. Yeah, get that alliteration in there.
I only do the lead slab. Other slabs are inferior slabs.
There's no movement skill, it's not useful.
Petrified
It's just
blood.
you just don't click any chests anymore.
Meh.
You know why I'm always lagging way behind? Because I'm picking up like 50 crafting mats that you just ran past.
I don't know what a crafting mat is. Like, I don't know what it looks like. I mean, I don't know what it is. I see something that's like white or gray and I just ignore it.
They're not white, though. They're the same color as scrolls. Anything that's that color but not a portal scroll or a scroll of wisdom is for crafting. They're like currency, basically. You're basically not picking up money.
I mean, I'm picking up all the scrolls. Scroll of wisdom.
Those are the worst kind of money.
Well, man, I don't know shit about this game. I've never been told any of this stuff.
I guess. Like armor scrap, blacksmith scrap.
Oh, I've been picking up those, but a lot of the times they're grayed out. Like I can't pick them up because they're meant for someone else, so I just move on. Because Kyle and Lost Joker just booking it through the entire level, and I'm not going to have anything to fight.
Well, I'm mostly just talking about the chests that everyone doesn't click.
All the chests that
More
I've
like we go in a different direction too.
I've not gotten anything good from a chest. It's all just kind of been trash.
How many chests have you clicked? Because
A lot.
I've clicked like 20 chests on this level, and half of them have been crafting mats.
Well, I'm saying I
Kill
stopped
Overseer
doing it
Crow.
because they've either had nothing or garbage. So they're beneath my notice.
That was probably because it was early game, but now you really should click them.
Well, the game should be more consistent.
I think we want to go up there, but what's over here? Oh, Basilard. Overseer's Tower.
Should also give me more inventory space.
I'm going.
That's also stack and only take up one slot, one space in inventory per stack.
Uchula.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
gear is much larger.
Time for a lot of talking. A lot of talking.
I've done.
Well, you shouldn't be.
Took an Ori
quizzing
out
as
them
much.
to get these slaves up off their shackled asses and fighting. I guess the Templar should have treated their lessers better than their slaves, eh? Well, I'm not about to turn down a gift from Kitava. If he wants slave and outcast to join hands, then let's remind these Templar that they're flesh and blood, just like us.
Okay, let's do that.
Utsula Makora is what they call me.
Aye.
I'm what passes for a chief around here. Well, I put the steel in their hands. I tell them where to stab, where to run, where to die. If that doesn't make me a chief, what does, eh?
Nice meeting you, Chief.
Blood isn't the only currency we need to earn to buy our freedom. We can kill all the Templar mongrels we like out there. It won't matter a damn if we don't get inside their stronghold.
This guy has a very strong Kiwi accent.
Might as well put my bloody chains back on right now. Problem is, there's some sort of witchery surrounding the place. Only those who see the truth with faithful eyes are getting in there.
Here's a question for you. Do you enjoy kiwis, as in the fruit?
It's all in the eyes, you see.
You like eating kiwis?
Moderation.
Blessed Kitava has answered my prayers.
I haven't had one in a few years.
Just the pair
I like them well
of
enough.
eyes we need.
Like any fruit, there's good ones and there's bad ones. Like you really got to get a nicely grown kiwi.
Blocks right now. smiting my people with self-righteous fury. Find him and rip his faithful eyes out. Then
Wait, we're
I'm
not
sure
talking
the
about New
good
Zealanders?
Justicar will be kind enough to
No.
see you
I mean, we
into the
could be.
Templar courts.
We could still be. Oh my god, this guy has a lot of stuff to say. I'm going to listen to every single word that he says. All right, Chief, let's go.
Take a deep breath.
Also, maybe speak up a little bit because I can barely hear you. It's another thing they need to do is go through the voice lines in this game and normalize them volume-wise. Because some of them are nice and loud, and other ones are you can barely hear them.
The great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had. Not that he was the only one.
The ring I picked up has plus 30% to lightning resistance, 5% increased lightning damage, plus 23% to lightning resistance, plus 10% to all elemental resistance.
It's pretty nice, actually, if you use lightning spells, especially.
27 lightning damage to attacks.
Wealth was built on Karui poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Karui blood.
Just the resistance is really high for
Tower,
like
this
this.
place is called.
Yeah.
And do you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs?
Gonna put that
They
on.
were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations. I can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower, to rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so. Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit, the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tukohama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness.
This guy has a lot to say. This guy is very angry
from the suffering inflicted upon him.
At the British Empire for daring to be colonialists, apparently.
Not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. It's just like he's talking about it a lot.
Banish cruelty from this world, and we, his children. Old Red Eyes.
Too bad nobody would use this tectonic slam. It's plus 15% quality right off the bat.
But it doesn't jump, Craig. What's even the point if it doesn't move you emotionally and physically?
I think finding a skill gem with plus 15% quality is really rare. The max is like 20, I think.
Put it in your stash to use it on someone else.
Yeah, I did pick it up and put it in my stash.
And the screams of the fallen. I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor do I really care. All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore. There's two parts to the Templar, the grim face and the spotty ass. Out front,
it is more for a fire damage.
Usually the last place our Hatungor see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecued blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done. Where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sins baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, sane people go in one end of that place, ash and apostles come out the other. Watch yourself in there.
Alright, last one from this guy, and then I have like 3 more people to talk to. This might be the rest of the stream.
Avarius was only too happy to take the job. It had plenty of practice already, of course. It was Avarius who led some of the largest and most crippling raids upon the Ngāmakanui and the Ngākura Makoi. It was on his orders that men, women and children were shackled and shipped like cattle to Theopolis. And it was Avarius who spent 5,000 Karui lives building his Templar courts and his Chamber of Innocence. Who had wives and daughters scrub their husbands' and fathers' blood from the stones so as to preserve their purity. When you meet Avarius, feel free to exact a little extra vengeance in the name of Karui's suffering.
It just mirrors this eagle a little Nazi-ish.
I mean, where do you think the Nazis got theirs from?
Exile returned. How is that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know if
Rising
it's
out of the darkness
it
to claim
originated
the souls of our
from,
enemies,
the
like
Romans or not.
Hinekora in the stories
I'm
my
pretty
mother
sure it
used to
did,
tell
yeah.
me. Well,
In that
Part of their
particular style, though.
structuring was,
Yeah,
I think
actually.
that a lot of their structuring was
Okay.
inspired by the Romans.
so if you
Yeah,
keep
I'm not
doing things
surprised.
Like that, then I might
I just
have to
wasn't
start
sure about
believing in
that.
the gods again.
I mean,
And thank you for finishing off
It's
that
also
last
like the-
overseer for
yeah.
us. I don't know what sort of mother could have birthed that
a symbol for a
land-loving
lot
whale.
of European
But we
countries.
were lucky he wasn't here
because
when we
of
took
the
this
Roman
tower.
Empire.
He'd have spread us across the floor like butter on a piece of bread. Here,
Yeah,
take
I've seen
something
a lot of
for
eagles
helping us in
and
this hopeless fight of ours.
European flags, but the style with like the straight wings is not as common.
I'm tempted to take one of the 2 stone rings. I currently have cold and lightning. Do I want to continue with cold and lightning, or do I want fire and lightning? Or do I want
Maybe
fire and
best
cold?
to get a mix of all of them. I had a 2 stone with fire and cold, so I took the lightning ring. And that's the ring that's really good.
The 2 stone I picked gave me 14 resist to fire and cold, and then when I identify it gave me 12% resistance to
We'd been
lightning.
planning it for months.
Pretty good.
Spreading the word, stealing weapons, gathering support. Utula and his followers did most of the dirty work. I just carried a few messages here and there. Should have known I'd end up like this when the real fighting started. In the darkest hour before dawn, that's when we broke our chains. And as many overseer necks as we could wrap our hands around. We took the Panopticon as the sun rose over Theopolis, and that's as far as we got. When you're up against cold steel and colder hearts, there's only so far that anger will take you.
Why are they still wearing sacks on their heads?
Don't know.
Like, sure, you
Few of
take
us
it
can
off
say
now.
that we've devoted our lives to anything greater than ourselves.
Like all these guys.
Can you? I think Utula can. Since the day
It's
I
like
met
their
him,
uniform.
I've
They're
seen
wearing it
Utula
until
do nothing
they're
that
fully
wasn't in
free.
the service of his people. He's a smart one. He could have escaped. He could have sailed off to Namakanui and never looked back. Yet there he stands,
Well, they're
our
tied.
herald of freedom.
Maybe those ropes are
I might
locked
die
somehow.
of this wound, yet I'd be giving but a
Can't really see
fraction
very
of what
well.
Utula has.
Honestly, just cut the
to
sack
honor
at that
the
point.
Karui way.
Yeah. They basically just escaped, though. It's like we just finished escaping from the slave quarters and they just sat down, so.
Remember,
Kinda makes
Unlike
sense.
these assorted ignorami, I'm not surprised
If
to
it's
see
not
you here.
easy to remove the sack.
The beast is dead, all thanks to you, I suppose.
This lady looks like she's wearing a
Death rattles when these
diving suit
lunatics broke
with
in,
this helmet that
wrecked
she
the
has.
place and dragged me here to tend to their cuts and bruises. Thankfully, I was able to bring some
He's
of
a
my
big daddy.
paraphernalia with me. The
Wasn't
balance
she
of
inside the
power is
beast?
shifting in your favor, O murderer
I
of
don't.
nightmares.
I didn't think so.
Judging by what she
If I'm in
says.
possession of anything
I
that
think she
might
was
speed
somehow,
the transition
like,
of governance, don't
monitoring the
hesitate to
situation
ask.
from here.
You'll find my terms quite reasonable. Some time ago, I fabricated a device
She gave me an
able
optional
to sense
quest.
and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Rayclast, a miasmeter. I listened to those whispers for years, lingering beyond sane comprehension. And then the scream. Such profound agony that my mind was nearly sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you, slaying the beast. I was witness to a singularly potent case.
Yeah, she says she was just monitoring
this
it.
Corruption.
Just looking there.
I am convinced that it
My
holds the
gloves
very
and
key
my
to our human history, and with it, our very existence.
Are extremely.
Yet without the miasmeter, I'm condemned to deafened
obsolete.
ignorance.
My gloves are, but the
Remains
problem
in
is
Piety's
my gloves have a
laboratory.
very.
As long as Utula's
My
miscreants
gloves
haven't
have my. I
vandalized
think my
the
gloves are
poor
7. My gloves have a very
Find it.
particular slot arrangement that I actually need to keep. So, and I haven't found anything that to replace them.
Lani has quite an astute mind. I put it down to that Oriathan education she's managed somehow to procure. Whilst quelling whatever resistance you might meet in this noble coup of yours, you'd be well advised to look to Lani for counsel. She'd make the finest of advisors, second only to myself, of course. Utula might appear to conduct himself with honesty and honor, yet has all the telltale signs of a desperate man born of desperate times. As the cornered animal will bite and claw, the cornered man will lie, steal, and murder in the name of survival.
So let me guess, she's also from
It's
Oriath.
understandable.
Because she's very like
underestimated.
she's very dismissive of anybody under her.
I can't really fault Justicar Casticus.
Sounds like a person from this land.
To upholding the law. Of course, law isn't the same thing as justice, and men like Casticus lack the imagination necessary to make that distinction. Avarice, innocence.
Apparently she has something to say about piety. I'm not there yet, but it's the next
Around
choice.
the time I heard the beast's mortal scream, the newly appointed High Templar Avarius went through something of a revelation. The manner in which he speaks and acts now would indicate that he believes, without doubt, that he is some earthly embodiment of God. That's faith for you. It'll reduce grown men to the madness of infancy. I gave Piety everything, devoted my life to her work. What did that thankless bitch do for me in return? Left me here to polish her beakers while she pursued glory in Rayclast. Oh. You killed her, did you?
No, I mean technically I guess I kind of did, but
Likely
then
as not, you'd have killed
somebody else
me
also
too,
killed
had
her.
I been
So
there. In that case, perhaps we both got exactly what we deserved.
I mean like I did kill her, but like also I didn't. Someone else also killed her.
Piety and I have
It's
devoted
complicated.
ourselves to the betterment of the human condition. As for our methods, Piety had a saying that summed it up nicely. Would you consider the feelings of the stones
count how
when
many people
constructing a
killed Piety,
glorious
but no.
cathedral in the name of God? Casticus supplied us with slaves, mostly Kardui, and I put them to good use. In fact, I believe their participation in my experiments elevated them from squalor to splendor. Our subjects were able to give their otherwise meaningless lives to something greater
So
than themselves.
as far as I can tell, Valenta here is
want
just
in the end?
Piety 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Some time ago, I fabricated a
Because
device
she said
able
that she
to
used to work
sense
with Piety,
amplify
and
the
she also did
corrupt
experiments on slaves,
murmurings of
and she's
Rayclast.
also
A
kind of an evil
miasmeter.
bitch. So
I listened to those whispers
guess what?
for years,
We're working with Piety
lingering
again,
beyond
essentially.
sane comprehension. And
Why
then
shouldn't we just
the
kill you,
scream.
Valenta?
Such profound agony that my
We should
mind
call
was
her
nearly
Placenta.
sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you, slaying the beast. I was witness to
Oh, it's
now,
just saying the same thing she
where
already said.
was I?
Alright, well, we only have 15 minutes left. Is that enough time to do a map? I'm not sure that it is. We might just end up stopping here for now. But that's fine. I think that's fine. We did a lot of stuff. We got through an entire act, basically, in one night. Well, I did, I said that it seems like Acts 1 and 2 and maybe a bit of 3 were like the longest acts by just number of quests, but then the rest of them seem fairly short in comparison. Again, just based on number of quests. I don't know if the quests themselves are going to be longer, but there are all. I mean, there's also other stuff to do if we want to. There's like side stuff, like what's his face, the hunter guy from the forest, or Nico's mine thing that we can also do at some point. I think I'd like to just continue on with the main quest, but if we get to the end and we still feel like playing this, then we can do some of those side things. Maybe. Oh, I have a skill point, and I want to continue this. Why wouldn't I get these? Oh, that's why, because it's more. Alright, that's fine.
It seemed like Valento was implying that since we killed Dominus, that we're actually going to become the Emperor.
There were a few times when people seemed to imply that we were going to end up being as powerful as people like Dominus and Piety and others. I'm not sure if that was which specific dialogue or if they're saying that to everybody. But the impression that I got is
specifically about your magic power, but Valenta kind of implied that there's going to be a regime change and that it's us.
Well, that's fine.
Or maybe that's just a Scion thing. I don't know.
I'll be the new
she said that to me.
Emperor. I'll be the new Emperor. That's fine. Emperor Witch. Emperor Witchy Poo. Sounds good to me. Emperor Mergwitch. The Mergwitch. But I guess we're done. We're only a couple minutes early. We're only like 5-10 minutes early. It's fine. So we will continue this and go on and apparently invade Great Britain right back next week. So until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.